Welcome everyone to the Inspirational Businesswoman Show, where today I'm going to be featuring my special guest, Angela O, and we are going to be talking about blockage clearing secrets for personal empowerment. So hold on to your hats. We're going to be doing the preview and then we'll get right into the interview. Welcome, everyone. I'm Virginia Parsons, your host of the Inspirational Businesswoman Show, and it is my passion to provide you, the entrepreneur, with a goldmine of inspirational tips, strategies, and advice to help you grow your business from inspirational businesswomen in the know. And I'm so pleased that you've joined us today. I know your time is valuable, so please get ready for some profound information from Angela O, all about clearing your blockages so that you have and experience personal empowerment in your life. It's going to be a dynamic show. We'd love to hear from you, by the way, so please go ahead and put any questions or comments you have into the comment section, and we'll be sure to answer those for you just as soon as we're available to. Today's show is sponsored by hangout-marketing.com, where you can receive a complimentary and I think inspiring assessment about how to use live stream to brand, grow, and market your business. So if you'd like to take that assessment, it'll only take you a couple moments. All you need to do is go to hangout-marketing.com. It'll be right there for you, or you can text #success to 775-800-4179. And I'll look forward to talking to you about all that you can do with live stream marketing. All right, let me introduce Angela to you here today. Angela is an energy healer. As a matter of fact, she has had a wonderful experience in her own life that brought her to this point, and therefore she founded Empower Love Now. So I'm really looking forward to talking to her about this. And today, around blockage clearing secrets, we're really going to be discussing the energetic consequences of our daily thoughts. Isn't this going to be powerful? You know, those thoughts are important. And then we're going to be discussing simple daily practices to build a confident mindset. We all need this, and we all need to exercise these practices on a daily basis. Finally, she's going to be discussing positive daydreaming to eliminate negative thoughts. I'm very excited about this interview, and I'm looking forward to introducing Angela to you. So Angela, unmute yourself, come on in and say hi to our audience.
Hi, Virginia. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And Virginia, thank you so much for the awesome intro. I'm really grateful to be here today.
Well, we love having you, Angela, and I know that the information you're going to provide can be life transforming, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How in the world did you come across such powerful concepts? And tell me a little bit about some defining moments in your life that took you into this type of work.
Well, it all started with just my own awakening around 2010 when I had my divorce from a marriage, and it was devastating. It was so devastating that, just I couldn't do anything for a month except for cry. And then I found meditation, and I was just using this app, guided meditations, and I started practicing every day. And then I started to feel my soul, let's say, just that inner heart that's within everyone. So just I found that, and I just remembered that it was a beautiful feeling, and I wanted to know more about it because I had no clue. I was very unconscious as a person until my awakening began.
I love that statement. I was very unconscious as a person. Well, it's a state of consciousness, isn't it? And what we focus on has everything to do with our consciousness. I think we're all conscious, but we're not aware how much more conscious we could be, right?
Right, exactly. And yeah, I'm just so grateful that I want everyone to know that it's accessible to you because, like, for me, I was way down there. So anyone can come out of it from like daily practicing and self love.
So, Angela, where did you discover how to become more conscious? Where did you discover from the depths of your sadness and your depression how to wake up and really transform your own life?
I think I was seeking teachers at the moment. I just wanted answers. So I started learning on YouTube videos about affirmations. Like Louise Hay is a huge mentor to look up to, and Wayne Dyer, and who else? At the time, Doreen Virtue was a big teacher of mine, and so many spiritual teachers online. That's how I started. And then I got a message during meditation that I was to be a healer. So I started crying and then seeked another teacher, a Reiki teacher and a crystal teacher to learn about energy healing.
I love it. Isn't that just so amazing when you think about the fact that there is so much information for all of us out there online? That certainly wasn't the case, when I was younger, and we we had to go to libraries and look this stuff up. So here you have these resources at your disposal, and that's the way you started on your own path. I just think that's wonderful, and just a reminder to all of us that when you have questions and you're seeking answers, there are so many places you can explore and go today to find what resonates with you. And that's what Angela did. So thank you for sharing that with us. I think that's really important that people are aware of that.
I think that's very important as well, and that anyone has access to do that now. I mean, everyone has a phone or maybe a laptop. So when your community is small, or maybe you're an introvert like I was scared to go out there into the community. So I had my laptop or my phone to access, let's say, groups and spiritual families and mentors. So yeah, it's a great part of technology is to just connect in when you want to learn more about yourself or about the spiritual realm, or having a business and growing it, anything. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and I think you brought home a very important point. And with so many of us who are entrepreneurs and we're working online and often from home, such as, my broadcast studio is in my home. It's so important that we also have the connections that we can tap into for support, for opening our minds to maybe a new perspective. And so there are so many ways now that you can do that online, and good for you for finding that. And I just want to encourage anyone who's a viewer that is feeling a little bit disconnected, that there are support areas for you out there, and seek those out so that you make connections, so that you're not just sort of holed up in your own space and your own thoughts. And we are going to be talking about thoughts in just a moment, but I just wanted to emphasize that because it can be lonely, even though we have access to the world literally on the computer now and on and the internet. And yet, if you do not reach out, it can be lonely. So good for you for doing that and getting the support that you needed during a very hard time many, many years ago.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I love those communities. So it's wonderful. It's so easy. Just doing it is the hardest part sometimes.
Yeah, taking the first steps, definitely, and deciding that you need that connection. Well, let's go into the first hot topic, which is the energetic consequences of our daily thoughts. Tell us a little bit about how you learned about that and how it's impacted your life and how it can impact other people's lives as well.
Well, around that time when I was going through my awakening, I noticed that my thought patterns have been so negative that, of course, what I hold internally with my negative thoughts, that's energy. You're going to see energy in your external world, but I didn't know it at the time, just trying to figure out this whole energy thing. I'd say in the last year was my biggest moment in 2019. It was pretty hard just going through a lot of things, a big move, having a 2-year-old toddler at that time, and just my relationships just going down. But that was all because of my internal stuff. So I really had to dig into my shadow work and reprogram my subconscious mind, and be aware of my negative thoughts. So I would say number one is being aware is the most important thing to release those negative energies and thoughts. Just being aware.
Yeah, so step number one is step back, pause, I think is the way I would put it, and be aware that you actually are in a place of negativity, that the energy around you starts from your thoughts and it translates out. You radiate it, don't you? You radiate negative and positive. And when you find yourself radiating negative, the first thing to do is pause and become aware of that. Otherwise, you can get stuck in that pattern. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. I love how you said that. Just step back and take a pause, and also really important, breathing into your belly to just take a breath and just be aware which personality is coming up right now. Is it the shamer? Is it the perfectionist? Is it anxiety coming out? Who is it? So you want to care to categorize these personalities so you're just even more aware. Oh, there's blame coming up again. Okay, blame, I see you, I hear you. Because that's the thing, when we're children, perhaps we weren't seen or heard. So now what are we doing to ourselves with these negative thoughts? Oh, I'm having a negative thought. I'm bad, I'm bad. Okay, I'm just going to shove that thought down and maybe have a cake, or, have a drink, or, anything. Or even just negative thought pattern itself. And then it just gets shoved down. So what you want to do is acknowledge that person. Oh, I see you, little child, inner you who is being shoved down. You don't have to be shoved down anymore. I see you're in the blame, and let yourself feel those emotions. Let yourself be sad or let yourself be depressed. And what you want to do is just give yourself more compassion. So I would say that step two is the compassion part of going and tuning into your inner child.
Yeah, and often these negative emotions do come from a very, very young age where the child didn't have the full set of information they needed to evaluate situations. So they would often go into the quick natural places of shame, fear, anything that um, I guess made them feel unprotected and therefore become negative thoughts. So your big point there for everyone to pay attention to is have compassion for those feelings. It's not just to pause and recognize that you're in a negative energetic thought state. It is the next step, as you say, is to acknowledge that the feelings are real and they're probably very valid, except they're more valid for the inner child, the small child that didn't have the resources you have as an adult. Acknowledge that, have compassion for that little one inside who's expressing these negative thoughts. And that way, the negativity can almost naturally dissolve in some way because you are there supporting it and acknowledging it. Did I get that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything was absolutely perfect.
All right. So, all of you, I want you to just pause when you feel any kind of negative emotion that comes up. and acknowledge and question, where's it coming from? You don't have to know the exact time and place, but you just have to know, oh, I'm feeling frightened, I'm feeling ashamed, I'm feeling, and say to that part of you, it's all right, I understand, but we're going to move out of this. So that's very different than trying to push it down so you don't feel it, because oftentimes when you try to push it down, doesn't it want to just come up stronger than ever?
It does, and I've had that personal experience myself where I just threw things and I yelled and, acted out because, and at that time I didn't understand why, but over time I just realized how much hurt my little child was, and she wasn't seen. So I had to develop self-care to actually see her, and sometimes it's hard to see that part of ourselves that we're really ashamed of. And I had to really see her and be with her and love her and say, "Hey, you're safe in this world. You're so deserving."
How important is that? And that led us right into topic number 2, and that is simple daily practices to build a confident mindset. So you're talking about your own path, first of all, but how you help other people with this as well. So let's talk about that. What are some of the simple practices that you've learned have been the most powerful for you and have helped so many other people that you now work with?
Sure. I'd say the first way is to learn how to cut cords. Okay, so since I'm an energy healer, I'm going to talk more about energy. And cutting cords is basically cutting yourself from all these energy attachments, whether it be like people on Facebook or your mom that you just talked to, or your sibling or whoever, your boss. You want to cut cords with them all the time so you know that it's your energy you're feeling and not anyone else's, because we're all emotional feeling beings and we can feel other people, when they're sad we feel sad, and etc. So we want to cut cords so we just know our energy. So visualize your arms like swords and visualize any color, maybe pink or gold or rainbow, who knows, whatever works for you, and start intentionally cutting anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's not yours. Just cut all the way down to the bottom of your feet and just making the intention. And when those cords are released, imagine you're in a tornado, a vortex going down into Mother Earth so she can purify, cleanse, and replenish, and all of that negative energy going down.
So that's a simple daily practice. And first of all, you have to identify, which I guess goes up to the first step we talked about. Identify the negativity, identify in best way you can what the source of that negativity is. And if you discover that it's actually outside of yourself or it's connected to another person or experience, and could it be an experience that you're cutting the cord from as well as another person?
Yes, exactly. Experience from the past, or just experience maybe from a horrible breakup, or your parents divorcing, something like that. Just cutting cords with that experience. So thank you for bringing that up too, because that's really important to let go and surrender that to the higher power, to the universe.
Great. And when you say allowing it to flow all the way down into some form of a vortex, why don't you go into that a little deeper so that we make sure that our viewers understand this concept of the vortex and moving it into Mother Earth and why that's important?
Great. Thank you for bringing that up. So, even before, if you want to, during the cord cutting, pretend you're in a vortex, a tornado just swirling around you, okay? And this energy going down your body and into the ground. And what you're doing is when you're releasing, when you're aware of your negative thoughts, and then you're saying, oh, okay, I see you, inner child, and let's let go of this event. You're slowly cutting cords into the vortex, and maybe you're visualizing, and some people don't even visualize, but they can feel. Just feel the things coming out of your body and going into the vortex and all flowing down, as well as outside influences later, or if you can do it at the same time, that's great. just seeing it all go down, and then all just flushing into the earth, so you can feel that energy just leaving your body. And sometimes it takes time, it's a daily practice. And then when we're so overwhelmed with negative energy, sometimes we just can't feel. So after doing this a few times, maybe a week, you'll probably start feeling this energy or seeing it, visualizing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that that takes practice, especially for someone who is very new to energy work, which is what your specialty is that at first they may feel as though they're going through the motions of this vortex process. But what you're saying is by repetition, and this doesn't have to take long, does it? We're talking about a few minutes that someone could do this with the intention of it is cutting the cord. It is transforming the energy. If you just set the intention while you're doing this, the process will start to take place on its own. And you really, maybe your responsibility is to trust in that process, even if you're not clear exactly if anything's even happening. If you trust in the process, now you're giving your body permission, along with the intention that you set, that this is a transformative process that you're doing. It doesn't need to take a lot of time, right?
Exactly. And I love that you brought up the intention, and always intend on clearing your energies, anything that's of lower frequency or just of fear or other people's fear or energies, and allow that to beautifully transmute and purify, and to um, be sent with love.
Yeah, I think we can all spend a little more time doing work that sends ourselves and our soul love. Because, doesn't it? It starts from ourselves before we can transmit that same respect, honor, caring, compassion, and love out to others. We've got to feel it within ourselves. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
I'm so glad you brought that up again, because that's after you cut cords and you send that negative energy down, you purify into love. You want to accept love from the universe. So, this is part of your self love and self care, and just the routine of asking the universe, God, higher power, to send you love, and just feel or visualize the color of maybe pink love coming in, or violet, who knows, but just flushing down your body like a gentle waterfall of love coming to you.
I love that. A gentle waterfall of love. That is a beautiful, beautiful image. So, you guys all take that image home with you, that that's part of what's happening as you go through this cord cutting and transforming that energy. And in many ways, dissolving it into the earth, the negativity, so that you can end up instead feeling this kind of waterfall of love around you. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so my energy's already lifted just talking to you. And I'm sure that this has a lot to do with how you work with other people. Can you, before we go into the third main topic, share with us a little bit about how you do work with people to help them make these transformations and discover their negativity and transform it?
Well, I go through the same process as I talked about, because awareness is the first step, and just knowing, categorizing them, and then doing the cord cutting, and just everything that I'm talking about. That's what I do for them, to get closer to themselves, and to love. And that's what I do during the healing sessions too, because I set the intention before the healing session, to only the higher power just to flow through me, so I may be a tool for this energy healing session, so they can be also activated, let's say, into the next level. But that also takes their own inner work as well. But it's not like dreading or ignoring. You're actually excited about the next step, about this transformation. You want to get to that next level of unstuckness and clearing those blockages.
Yeah, I love that because really what you are acting as is a facilitator, because I think in theory, what you're sharing is magnificent and powerful. But in reality, for a lot of people who are already stuck with these blocks, it's hard. And I'm going to just be real frank when I say this. It's hard to move out of negativity. It's such a, it just, your energy is so suppressed. I think of it like a weight on your shoulders and your head and your essence. And so it's not that these processes that you're sharing don't work by yourself. Yes, with the intention and the desire and absolutely being ready to make the changes, they do work. But it really makes a difference to have a facilitator who's there and supports you in the process and helps you through the fearful moments, if you want to put it that way. And so that's why I wanted to talk about that a little bit, because what you learned on your own and then went off to get extensive training on was a lot of work, was it not?
Oh my gosh, it was so much work. It was always up and down, especially when I did it with myself. But then whenever I asked my higher self, what should I do? And then this ad for a training comes up, and then I hear my intuition going, yeah, do it, do it. And my fear is like, no, you don't have the money right now. Yeah, do it. And I'm just like, click. I'm going to, be coached by this person or enroll in this self-study course. I mean, it's really exciting. It's really exciting to shift to the next level with online teachers or just to get help. You don't understand all the time, and it is hard. It's so hard. That's why it took me years, from like 5 years for me to really transform this past year.
Yeah, and I really thought that was an important point to make, because you're not, putting out this some kind of, Pollyanna solution for people. You were saying this process and what you do to shift from negativity and the blocks you've been carrying with you for perhaps, dozens and dozens of years. It's not an overnight process. It is a process that takes consistency, and it takes commitment to yourself and saying, I've had enough of hanging out here and I am ready to move to a much higher, much more satisfying energetic level. And I'm willing to do the work. And that's what you decided to do. And therefore, you were led to realize other people need help with this, because it is hard. And so, for you now to move into this energy healing work that you do must be so rewarding. And at the same time, for those who need the facilitation and the support, how wonderful that you have stepped up and taken all that you've learned and experienced and can now help other people blast through it a lot faster than you were able to, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Especially when I feel like for each energy healing session I do, there is a shift. There is that aha moment, and a lot of tears are released, because that's what tears are, just releasing and letting go and flowing out. So I think it's just a beautiful process to hold space and have them release so they can move on to the next, more open, more expansive, and heart-warming space.
Yeah, fabulous. You've really got it nailed. So, what about that positive daydreaming? I think this is an exciting, as you say, to move on to that next space. So, you can eliminate those negative thoughts faster with positive daydreaming. Let's let them know what that secret's all about.
Positive daydreaming, yes, it's so magical. And again, it's a practice that you do to induce the feeling of what you desire. So I would say that's the first step, is to know what do you actually desire, and not external. You want to think about internal. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel beauty? Do you want to feel open, expansive, freedom, peace, self-love, just abundance? So you have to get clear on how you want to feel, and you don't need only one. You can do two or three, but they all feel good. And that's the whole point, is to feel good. So how do you want to feel? What's your desire on how you want to feel? And start feeling that way.
Can you share just a little bit more about how you go about this positive daydreaming? I mean, is there a time of day that it's good to do it? How long should one spend? And I know this is not an absolute science, but what have you found has been the most beneficial for your clients?
I would say do positive daydreaming as soon as you wake up and brush your teeth and get ready. And if you have to take care of your kids, of course take care of kids, but just do it in a quiet space in the morning sometimes, so you can set the intention of feeling good within. And then yeah, so in the morning. And I would also do it at night, right before bed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That if you do it when you first wake up in the morning, even if it's just for 30 seconds, right? Just giving gratitude for the day and saying to yourself, I intend to feel joyful today, to find the beauty in everything that I experience, to find the value in everything that happens to me today. And you set that intention. And then when you go to bed, the idea is more about what a great day. I'm so grateful to have been alive today and experienced all these wonderful things. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to a pleasant night's sleep. Is that sort of what you're doing?
I Yes, yes, and I'm adding something else to it with the daydreaming. So you want to give your gratitude, let's say at nighttime, give your gratitude, and even kind of daydream or think about how you're going to get the best night's sleep. So how do you feel when you get the best night's sleep? Just, just content, just relaxed, just well rested, right? Because that's when our nervous system is calm. And so I just make that intention of feeling good. And then I start to feel good internally by thinking about great sleep and how grateful I am to be in my bed, or just have nice room temperature, or whatever you want, whatever you feel.
Sounds perfect. And it really, everything that you're talking about is around guiding your energy. I sort of feel like instead of when you're in that negative space where fear comes up and it's kind of like herding cats, right? Because it can feel that disarrayed. Instead, you're in a position of um, finding the joy, finding the peace, acknowledging some of the things that go on inside of you that, you know, send you into that herding cats mode. Gently guide them back into a place of feeling good about your life, feeling good about yourself, the experiences you've had, and then sort of putting that all to bed, right? Sort of putting it all to bed and dreaming peacefully because you've given yourself some attention during the day, added those positive daydreams about what you want to feel, how you intend to have your life unfold going forward, and you're kind of directing them now, and they're well trained. Is that is that the idea?
This is what you're doing. You're training, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind to feel and to see different images. So you see this in your external world. And like you said before, it's not going to happen like that. But over time, and with commitment and with faith, and just wanting to feel good, then you're going to start really feeling good and start seeing beautiful things happen to you, and these synchronicities, because your energy is more clear. You let go and you're clearing those blockages and giving yourself more love and asking the universe to help you with that.
Yeah, and I like that you're saying you're asking the universe to help you. It's almost like it's an understood because your focus has changed, and therefore the universe is there to acknowledge that and support you because your thoughts and therefore your energy has risen to a whole different level. So I love all this. I love it, Angela, and I know this information is going to be so helpful to so many people. I want to thank you, but also for you viewers, Angela has a wonderful gift for you. And what I'm going to do is put the gift link up on the screen for you while she talks to you a little bit about why you might want to jump on over there and take advantage of her gift. So here it is. And if you want to go there, it's hmtips.com/Angela's, that's plural, Angela's gift. And so go ahead, Angela, tell them a little bit about what they can expect when they go there.
Great, thank you. My gift to you are self-love affirmations that I have made myself and recorded, and I also composed the music for it. And just what you want to do is just with these self-love affirmations, you want to do mirror work, excuse me, and look directly into your eyes and say these affirmations. For instance, I love you so deeply. And sometimes it's difficult for us to do that, or we just don't have time to do that. But it's really a gift that you can give yourself. So my gift to you is for you to gift yourself and give yourself some self-love by saying affirmations that also have healing in them and a vibrancy of love.
Beautiful. If you want to pick up that gift and have this sense of love for self, guided by Angela and her own beautiful music, I love this. Pick it up at hmtips.com/Angela's gift, and she'll have that there for you. And know, of course, that she also emphasized that you do this in the mirror. That's what she meant by mirror work. You want to look at yourself as you're saying these or repeating these affirmations with Angela's guidance and feel your energy shift quickly and powerfully. Oh, Angela, thank you so much for being here today. I know people will really benefit by your wisdom and the guidance that you've provided with everyone. And again, everyone, please leave your comments and questions, and we will be sure to get back to you and answer all of them. And we appreciate you all being here, and I deeply appreciate Angela being here. Angela, before we close, any last pack your bag moment, any last idea or thought you want people to take home with them as we close out this interview?
Yes, I just came to this realization about a couple of weeks ago, and instead of saying I am stuck or I feel blocked, just start affirming I have crystal clear energy, and I'm so grateful for that. And just anytime you feel that I'm blocked negative thought pattern coming up, just say I am clear, and I thank God or I thank the universe for clearing my energy, and I feel clear.
Wonderful. What a great pack your bag moment to take home with you. All right, Angela, thank you so much once again. And all of you viewers, thank you. We appreciate you being here, and we will see you on the next Inspirational Businesswoman Show. Bye-bye now. Thanks so much for watching today. Do you know someone who would be a great guest for our show? Or would you like to be a guest on the Inspirational Businesswoman Show? Let's shine the spotlight on your expertise. We'll share your story while offering tips, strategies, and advice to our viewers. Expert interviews are a great way to build your reputation as the go-to expert. Go to shinetips.com/IBWS to apply today. Women are waiting for your message, and I can't wait to interview you.